Today on Love, Lust, and Lies, we're going to talk about how men actually fall in love. And, my boy used to say, now I ain't going to lie, my boy used to say, hey man, men fall in love with the coochie first. And then they fall in love with the woman. I'm like, huh? Then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. Maybe there's some validity to that. No, it's not. That's why a lot of women go about it wrong, because they think if I give them enough sex, they'll fall in love with me. Well, now he might fall in love with your coochie, but maybe not you. So today we're going to talk about how men fall in love. But today we're going to build on what we've been talking about. Just kind of giving ladies insight on how men think. And again, I give men, just for those of you who don't know, I do coach men as well. This show is geared toward women. So I've been asked that. I coach men. Matter of fact, the one client who made me start doing this, publicly was a man, because I coached him. And I just felt like, my part of my story is I did enough dirt a long time ago. I might as well do some good. And I realized that a lot of our women are broken because of men like how I used to be. So I'm going to keep it real, 100, and do what I can do and make it work. All right. So today we're going to talk about how men fall in love. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. It's just as many grimy women out there as there are men. Just as many. I hear the stories. They are grimy, y'all. It's just the reason why women don't get as much publicity as men is because men, we put our stuff on public display. Whereas women are so covert with what they do. And then by the time it's found out, men, their egos are so broken because they never thought it would happen to them. Okay? Yeah, a long time ago when, baby, my wife listening. But I settled down, I found the woman of my dreams, and you can too by going to our class. All right, so how men fall in love. So today we're going to talk about love in the truest sense of the emotion love, what love is to men, and how men fall in love. See, here's how men view love. A man doesn't view love just in the sense of his emotions, okay? Meaning, I am in love. Because a man is in love does not make him want to commit to that love long term. So women, by sense, and again, I'm not saying in all cases, there are always exceptions to every rule. But in many cases, women, when they feel that in love feeling, they want to solidify that by creating a long-term bond. Well, men view that a little bit differently. They may feel the feeling, but they don't want to necessarily create that long-term bond. And there's a reason why. Because a man calculates many other things before he says, I do. All right? And let's be honest, y'all. We're going to, on here I keep it 100. The truth is that a lot of times men, is not that they don't like commitment. The truth is men don't have a problem with commitment. They have a problem with committing to the wrong woman. Men don't mind commitment. They just dislike divorce. So when a man makes a calculation of I'm in love, first of all, I'm in love is simply an emotion that I feel. But in love does not mean that I am going to translate in love to long-term commitment, i.e. marriage. There are other factors that go into that. Now, what I'm going to tell you today is I'm going to go over these factors and I'm going to show you how men fall in love and then turn that love into a commitment. Okay? How they turn that love into a commitment. All right. So I'm going to give them to you, and I'm going to give you the 5 ways that men do that. 6 ways. I wrote 6 ways today because I thought about it. When I'm always thinking about giving you the information, y'all, I look from a perspective of of number one, not theoretical, but practicality. How things work in the real world. Because you can give theory all day long, but if this shit don't work in the real world, it doesn't matter. That's why, you talk, I remember my late bishop at church used to say, if it ain't practical, it ain't spiritual. Everything God told us, he told us how it applies. We just got to figure that part out. And when you get up in the clouds and you act like, oh, that doesn't apply to me, or that doesn't work, then you lost. So let's get into it. All right. How men fall in love. Number one is men are physical attraction. Physical attraction is the number one thing. Because men are physical creatures, but it's not what you think, y'all. Y'all think that all men are attracted. Women, I don't know why women think this, that all men are attracted to the same things. That is not true. That is not true. All women aren't attracted to the same thing. And this is what I tell women. I said, listen, every woman has something attractive about her. And what she has to do is she has to accentuate those good qualities. If your breasts are big, accentuate them. Okay? If your butt is big, accentuate that. If you have a beautiful smile, accentuate that. If you have nice hair, whatever it is about your physicality, about your physical beauty, accentuate that. Because you have to realize that every man is not attracted to the same thing. Just like every woman isn't attracted to the same thing. There's some women out there that like bigger guys. Some men out there, women like slimmer guys. Some got taller, shorter. It doesn't matter. But and guys like thick, some women like thick women, some like thin women, some like women with this or with that. But what it is because you generalize, because you make the assumption that, ain't no man gonna like me because I got an extra belly. Now there's some men out there that like a little belly. I promise you, y'all. I promise you. But what you do is you have a limiting belief. And what I tell people is take what you have and make the best of what you have. Okay, so like me and my wife have this discussion all the time. Okay, she was like, if my wife used to say this, y'all, I'm gonna put it out there. So, I used to say when I was 400 pounds, I was still smooth. I could still pull them. I used to say that to her. And she would swear when we go to church, every woman over size 16 wanted me, right? And then I took offense to that. I said, well, wait a minute. There's a woman over there that's a size 9 or size 10 that liked me, okay? And then she's like, whatever. But what I'm saying is, listen, stop running around talking this crazy shit, limiting beliefs that nobody is going to be attracted to you because of this, because of that. What you should do is become a better version of you and get better because you want to, okay? Now, in doing that, aesthetically, okay, if that's the byproduct of that, cool. I say this sometimes. I say, hey, we all, we all want to find someone, to fall in love with. I always say, why don't we be someone to fall in love with? We be someone that we fall in love with. Let's fall in love with the person we are, and that permeates to everybody else. Do you know? Let me tell you something. Do you know that confidence is contagious? See, you can have women who feel good about themselves. They might not have the smallest waistline. They might not have the biggest ass, but the confidence is contagious. And y'all, you ever been around enough men? If you've been around enough men and you act a certain way around men, like, I don't need your ass. I can't. And what happens is all of a sudden, you notice that he's attracted to you. Because when I was younger, and when I was single, when I was a heavy dude, I always been a heavy dude. But I always been smooth. I always felt like I could pull where I want to pull. Because I had confidence. Yeah, I had insecurities. Like we all got insecurities. But you ain't going to know about them. Okay? And so because of that, I accentuated what I had. I accentuated my smile. I accentuated the things that I had. And thus, people were attracted to it. Same thing, y'all. It does not apply to women. The only difference is, can I tell you the only difference between men and women? Here's the thing. The only difference is women believe there are more candidates out there, men, than women. because they believe that that's something that they believe that men have choices, women don't. That's the biggest lie in hell, because you do have choices. The problem is, as long as you believe you don't have no choices, you don't have no choices. That's what you're attracting to you. That's what we're learning in the 20-day. We're going to be learning that. That which you believe, you'll bring into your life. Okay? Physical attraction. Physical attraction, accentuate what you have. Become a better version of that. Every man is attracted to somebody different. Every woman is attracted to somebody different. Number two, second thing to help how men fall in love. Men fall in love, and this right here is big, but women don't make it as big as it should be. And that is the word chemistry. Chemistry has nothing to do with the way you look. Chemistry has everything to do with the way you act. Okay? And chemistry is the flow in which we flow, in the way that we flow, in the way that our conversation flows, in the way that our body language flows toward each other. Chemistry is powerful. Chemistry is the unknown thing. It's the unknown thing that you can't put a word on it. If you had to put a word on it, you don't know what it is. You just know, you say we have chemistry. What that chemistry is simply, it's the flow in which we interact. It is our conversation. It is our body language. Y'all, chemistry is just not sex. Here's where people get confused. You may have chemistry in sex, but you may not have chemistry anywhere else. And what happens is because the chemistry in sex is so great, you rely on that for the relationship, and that never works. So what I suggest you do is the chemistry in the other areas. Is our conversation. Do we like the same things? Do we have commonalities? When we're around each other, do you smile? And so here's the thing with women. Y'all, a lot of these times you don't know, men don't know if you have chemistry, because men are just, I've said this before, men are just as afraid to approach you as you are for him to approach you, as you are to approach him. Okay? But you expect men to step up all the time. And then you got resting bitch face. You know, the resting bitch face like, don't come say nothing to me. And then the man, when he walks by your ass and you were thinking he might have liked you, and he probably did. The problem is resting bitch face took over. And then next thing you know, he walks right by you. Chemistry starts with your facial expression, your smile, your body language. Y'all, when I first met my wife, I couldn't stand her. I could not stand her. Our first meeting was an utter failure, because our chemistry wasn't there. She had resting bitch face. Yeah, she did. She was over there. She says, I was a lady and you were used to, women who weren't ladies. She was turned sideways, legs bent, looking at me like that. So I was like, it ain't working. So I started making faces and acting stupid. She was like, oh, he's so goofy. But I wasn't goofy. I was so But look, here's what I'm going to say. What I'm saying is, chemistry is very important, but chemistry has nothing to do with the way that you look. It has everything to do with the way that you act. Okay? And because you don't look inviting, that's why men don't approach your ass. That's why you don't approach your ass. Ain't got nothing to do with your hair not being done. All right? Has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with you got resting bitch face and you don't want to be approached. I'm just being honest. Chemistry. All right? Chemistry. Y'all, a smile goes a long way with the man. A smile goes a long way with the man, even if you ain't interested in it. Smile. Okay? Because here's what it does. Men listen to me carefully. Men like women with positive attitudes. Just like women like men with positive attitudes. What a positive attitude does, it raises your vibrational pattern, and thus it creates a magnetism where people want to be around you. That's why people want to be around me. Not just women, guys too. Because when they're around me, my magnetic behavior, my positive behavior is contagious. People, when they listen to me carefully, true influence is not someone liking you. It's not someone liking you. True influence is making a person feel good about themselves when they are around you. Listen to me carefully. True influence is making people feel good about themselves when they are around you. Okay? So that's what I do. I make them feel good about themselves. Okay? You know, when I was with my wife, I never forget it. I know that I made her feel good about herself despite whatever circumstance. Okay? And she listened to me. We had great conversation, our chemistry. After we got past the first bar, we had to reintroduce myself. She saw me out there changing a tire, y'all. And then she was like, oh, he's not the asshole I thought he was. Yes, I was. That was just another part of me. I was changing that tire. But chemistry is powerful. Number 3. All right, number 3 is powerful. Can a man falls in love? He will ask himself a fundamental question. Can she be trusted? Can she be trusted? Because a man does not want to get in a relationship with somebody who cannot be trusted. Now, check this out. I'm going to give you a piece of advice here. I want you to listen to me carefully. And here's the advice. I want you to tell the truth. When you and a man talk, tell the truth about the things you tell. What? Tell the truth about the things that you tell. Listen to me carefully. You do not have to answer every single question. If a man asks you how many bodies you got, how many men you've been with, that shit ain't important. That's not important. But you want to tell the truth about the things you tell. If you don't want to say that, you simply say that's not important. I want to be with you. I don't want to talk about anybody else. But if he asks you a question and you answer it, don't lie about the answer. Okay? So whatever it is, you tell the truth. Trust it. That's an oxymoron. But the thing is listen, they want to know that they can trust you. You want to know the same thing, don't you? You do. So men think about the same thing. Because the last thing a man wants to believe, and this is the problem that we have. Last thing we want to believe is that our woman is with somebody else. That is a thought that most men cannot handle. Because it's our ego. It's our ego. That's why if our woman cheats on us, if our woman cheats on us, we want her to take us back, right? Oh, I only hit it one time. It didn't mean nothing. But if a woman does it, he only hit this one time. It didn't mean nothing. Well, the difference ain't what we did. It's not what we did. The difference is the way it's perceived by the person who's the victim in the case. Men feel like their ego is shattered and I can't return and I can't get back to where we were because you let somebody else, you with another man. And the truth is, it's just ego. It's just ego. And I'm just being honest. It's just ego. And, that's how we look at it. And a man, when he asks the question, can a woman be trusted? How do you know a woman can be trusted? Number one, tell the things that you tell, be honest about them. The things that you tell, just be honest about it. And whatever those things are, whatever the things you choose to talk about, things you choose to divulge, things that you choose to tell, be honest about those things. If you don't choose to tell it, simply say, I don't choose to tell that. I don't want to talk about that. I think maybe if we get to know each other better, that might be important. But you know what? The things I'm going to tell you, I will tell you those things. You're right. Men can't take the same hurt. Facts. That's correct. They can't. I'm just being honest. Number four, and this is super, super, super duper important. Super duper important. Number 4 is core value systems. Core value systems. Are our core value systems the same? Do we believe the same? So by the time the relationship goes on, the men start to calculate. They start to think about, do we believe the same things? In our new book that was released, that we came out with Monday, that I want y'all to get. A lot of people ordered yesterday. Y'all, look how many orders I got to go out. I got tons of orders that got to go out of books today. I just wanted to let y'all know, thank y'all for ordering all these. We got a whole bunch of orders going out for books today, and I'm still offering that deal if y'all want both of those books that we have. My wife's book, I'm Simply Net, Be Simply You, and Grand Canyon's Culture. If you inbox me like you did yesterday, you can still get that same deal, $30 for the both of them, or you can go to grandcanyons.com and get our latest book. It's $19.99. Y'all, if y'all want that, go get it. I think you should, because this came straight out of the book. Number 4 is about wondering. A man wonders if long-term compatibility will depend on our core value system, our shared core value system. What do we believe that is synonymous with each other? Whoever told you, see, the thing is attraction may get them, core values keep them. Your attraction to a person, that will get them. Both of you have an attraction towards each other. Core values will keep them. People who have core values on the opposite end of the spectrum cannot stay together. They cannot. It won't last. You heard it from me. Let me give you an example. Core values are things that I believe in my heart. Like, for instance, if one person believes that hanging out, just living carefree when you're married, going out to the club, hanging out at the bar, that's their core value. The other person says, my core value is family. We stay home. We don't hang out in the club. That's a belief system. After a while, those beliefs will clash. Even if we have an attraction for each other, eventually those core values override the attraction. Okay? And then the core values will get you to a point. It will not last. It won't last. I don't give a damn how attracted you are, how fine he is, how many six-pack, how big her ass is, none of that, how good the sex is. It ain't going to work. If your core values are opposite, that's not going to happen. Remember this, y'all, and don't never forget this, because what happens, people get married based on attraction. You should never get married with someone based on how attracted you are to them. You should get married based on your core values lining up together. If you're not sure what core values are and how they work in a relationship, go to grandcanyons.com and pick up the Canyon Culture, Creating Relationships That Last. We talk about how to identify someone with the same core values as you. Awesome. And awesome. Number 5. And this is good. It's only 5, y'all. I thought it was 6. It's just 5. How men fall in love. And this is the last thing. And this is the second most important thing. Is comfort zone. Can a man get in his comfort zone? And what do you mean by that, Ken? I simply mean this. A man wants to be, see, when a man makes a calculation to get married, he understands that his home is his sanctuary. Can I be comfortable in my sanctuary? If I'm beefing with my wife all the time, that means I can't be comfortable in my sanctuary. Can I let my hair down? I know I got to, especially as a black man, I know I got to go out here and fight. I know that a lot of forces are against me. And so the question is when I come home, my wife got to be in my corner. Even if we beef, it can't last long. I can't feel like I'm in a heavyweight fight with you all the time. That's why with marriages, my wife and I suggest this. You need to go to coaches like us or get some counseling or therapy, because if you're fighting all the time, what happens is now your home becomes a boxing ring. And wherever there's a fight, where you're trying to knock the other person out, that's not going to last in a relationship. Because if I'm always trying to knock you out, if I'm always trying to destroy you, our marriage can never last under those circumstances. And there's almost always going to end in resentment for each other. Almost always. And so a man says, where can I be comfortable? The woman that I'm with, can I be comfortable with her? Can I let my hair down? Can I be me? Can I be truly me? That's why I see women in relationships with men who are being emasculated, who are not. Emasculation is simply a woman not accepting who he is, his friends, his job, who he is as a person, and the man accepts that. But ultimately, he's going to resent her, and he's going to resent the relationship. So what I'm saying is y'all got to be a team. Whenever you're in a relationship, y'all stop fighting. If you find yourself in a relationship always fighting, either get out of the relationship or seek counseling. And why? And understand what's the deep-seated reason. Maybe one of us need to be healed. Whatever, maybe need to go to this class that Melania and I are doing, Just Ask 2020. Maybe we need to go to be a part of that so I can find out what's going on with me. Let me deal with my childhood. Let me deal with the trauma that I've had. Let me deal with the limiting beliefs that I've had, because something is causing this. And until you're willing to deal with that, it's going to keep happening. All right, y'all, that's my 5 ways how men fall in love. As always, I'm going to kick it real. Keep it honest, be transparent, be authentic in the process. And y'all, until tomorrow, thank you so much. I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. Until tomorrow, see y'all later.